I'm a bad girl, and I make bad girl kinds of decisions. The kind of decisions where you get to figure out right from wrong really quick, but the fun part is when you get to decide that the wrong shit was the right thing. I know. And one night, a few years back, I had one of those evenings, and I got a text that said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was at some fucking bar somewhere that nobody gives a fuck about. And I reply like, you know, nothing was going on. And she tells me, "Oh, you should come down to Redondo Beach, we're having a party." And because I'm the kind of girl that just says yes, I got in my car and went. And I get there, and I get out of the car, and it wasn't so much a party as it was like my friend obliterated at this dude's house. And, right, I'm like, oh, there's like 4 people. And it was like a really small 1-bedroom right on the beach, and she was like walking like the easy sideways, and everybody else didn't know who I was. And it was this dude named John and his girlfriend, and like a couple other erroneous people who were like coming and going and lived in the complex. And then there was me and my friend Jana. And Jana looks at me and she was like, "Do you want some pills?" And I was like, "Fuck yes, I want some pills." So I put my paw out and she puts some in, and I look at her and I'm like, well, this is certainly about to get fucking interesting. And I just take them and I don't even bother to ask what they are, because does it matter? It doesn't. It never fucking does. There's never been a scenario where I'm like, "Can you please tell me what these are?" Right. So I take these pills and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to drive all the way back to Hollywood, so like I probably shouldn't be drinking. And then John leans over and he was like, "What are you, a girl?" Which I realize is not right. But I'm like, I am a girl, you're right. And I take the drink from him, and it was a bottle of vodka, and I just started to chug it. I was just like, "Fuck you, I'll show you how much of a woman that I am." And I probably went through about a quarter of that bottle, and I was like, fuck, was that right? And so I turn around and Jana's like suddenly shooting for the fucking moon, and she looks at me and she's like, "I think I'll be fine if you just take me out to the pool and I get wet." And I was like, "Done, let's do this." So like, I'm in the fucking Call of Duty here, holding her over my shoulder, getting her down to the pool, when John appears behind me and he's like, "You're probably gonna need some help with her." And I was like, "You don't know anything." And then she gets into the spa and just sort of leans all the way over till she's starting to drown, and I grab her by her hair and I'm like, "Okay, you were telling the truth." And we each sit on one side of her, and I'm wearing like a short little sundress, and she's talking in tongues, and he's trying to get to know me. And it was like that thing where her mouth would hit the water and be just a little bubble like you're hearing a fountain. I'm like, let's do that again. And we did that a few times because we're assholes. And then she just jumps up again. And she's like, "I just need to jump into the pool." But like, I didn't understand the dexterity this woman had in the level of inebriation she was at. And she just darts out of the spa and just flies into the pool. And I was like, what the fuck? So now both of us have to jump into the pool after her and get her out. And I was like, fuck, this is getting very stressful. And he looks at me and he is completely silent. And we grab her and we Call of Duty her all the way back to his apartment. Her feet are fucking dangling now and she's dripping wet, and I'm all wet and he's all wet. And I'm like, well, it was really fun to come to Redondo Beach, right? And we chill out and we get in there and I'm like, fuck, these pills are really hitting me hard. I think I'm gonna take a nap. And Jana's on the sofa and she's in fucking La La Land. And I'm like, if I sleep for like an hour, maybe 2, I'll be good to drive. And I lay down on the floor and the girlfriend goes into the bedroom and John goes into the bedroom and I go away. I go away like Jana. And then a little while later, like in that dream state where you're on drugs and you're doing fucked up shit, but you're there, but you're not quite there, I'm like, why does it feel like somebody is rubbing on my haunches? What the fuck is going on? But you're still like not quite there. And so I'm like, you gotta wake up, bitch. This is the time. This is the time when we get it together. Bad things are about to happen. What the fuck is going on? And I'm on red alert and I wake up and I see that John is trying to put his, like he's got his hands around me, but I'm like slow to move. So I'm like, fuck. And he goes to put his hands inside of me when he touches a tampon string and his fucking arm recoils. He's like, oh, can't touch a real woman's body, right? Oh, what the fuck? I gotta go. And I'm like, what the fuck? fuck did you just do? And he was like, he goes, shh, go to bed. And I was like, all right. What he doesn't know is that I am fucking insane. And I sat there for a second and I was like, he is not gonna get away with this, right? No way, fuck this, fuck him. So I get up and I walk to the bathroom. And on my way there, I take that tampon out and it is so filled with blood. And I'm just like swinging it around. And I walk into the fucking bathroom and I look at stuff. And I'm like, I'm leaving a message here. And I'm touching things and I'm wiping my hand on shit. And I take my tampon and I scribble a little bit in Aramaic because that is when you fucking scribble in Aramaic. And right underneath it, I write raper. R-A-P-E-R. Not rapist, but raper. And also I did it backwards like red rum because I really wanted to send them the kind of message that you send somebody who tries to stick his fingers inside of you when they shouldn't be in there. And then I opened the cabinets and found another tampon because I'm not going to walk out of there like that because I'm not a fucking cretin. And I get in my car and I go home. And really what I learned from that, and probably what John and his girlfriend learned from that, is what you need isn't always right. But sometimes it's exactly what you need right then. Yeah.